Today's podcast is brought to you by Casper.com. Receive $50 towards any mattress purchase at www.caspertrial.com/SIBSB.
Until I met my new best friend, all of my boys say I'm tripping. When they call, I'm not answering. They always get my voicemail 'cause I'm
Alex, are we rolling? We are rolling. Welcome to another episode of Sorry I've Been So Busy. This is the podcast where we talk to very busy people about what they are busy with. Sometimes we talk to not very busy people about what they pretend to be busy with all day. We've had over 100 guests, 100 episodes. We're well past that. Andrew Goldstein is here.
At Ange Gold on Twitter, ANGEGOLD.
Can't believe how long we've been doing this. My name is Matt Goldich, at Matt Goldich on Twitter, MATTGOLDICH. Producer Alex is in the house. We're here at the wonderful Showbiz Studios. And thank you to all of our listeners for all of your nice comments. We've had a lot of great episodes recently, a lot of great guests. And we have another great guest today coming up in a few minutes that we're excited to bring to you. Alex, any news from the Showbiz Studios, from the other pods?
Oh, yeah.
Look
out this week. We have a big guest on Carson podcast. He goes by the name NPH.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's a big one.
That is a big one.
Uh-huh.
Did he come here? I'm curious. He lives in my neighborhood.
No, we did it at the Friars Club.
Oh, at the Friars Club.
That was the big guest you teased on the Casey
That was the big guest I teased, exactly.
Was he a guest on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson?
He was, actually.
That makes sense.
When he was a kid.
In his early days, yeah.
He was a guest when he was 12, I think.
And also, like Carson, a big magic guy, so that makes sense.
We talked about that in great length, so tune in if you
That's
want
a
to
great
hear
guest.
more.
Yeah, that people should check that out.
It's ironic because our guest is Vinny Del Pino.
We do. We have Max Casella. Yeah, we have...
Hey, Duke!
Yeah, he's climbing in through the window.
He's climbing in right through the window of the Showbiz Studios.
That's awesome. So check it out, and check out all the Showbiz podcasts in the Showbiz family, showbizstudios.com. And also, they have a YouTube page where you can listen to all the podcasts on YouTube. You can listen to our podcast on YouTube.
Alex is a YouTube star.
He is. He transitioned. The all the podcasts used to be on Vine, and then that folded. No, but also please follow us on Twitter at BusyPodcast. Check out our Facebook page, the Sorry I've Been So Busy page, and most importantly, rate and review us on iTunes. That helps us a lot. That gets us up in the rankings and gets our podcast increasingly visible.
Yeah, we're in a Power 12 conference.
We really need the we need people pumping us up because otherwise we want to reach the PCS, the podcast championship.
Lee
series.
Corso, I just want Lee Corso to talk about this. Hey, Matt,
put on a giant head version of your head.
What's been going on? I mean, we went on a little double date. We had some seafood.
Oh yeah, that's right. We hung out.
We went to a fish shack in
in
Harlem. It's very good.
In our mutual neighborhood. And by the way, Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
As well,
I was in Times Square. Where were you?
I was,
the
the gold and blue balls were dropping.
Yes.
No, we didn't get a chance to talk. So I went to L.A. And I did something I can't remember having ever done this in my life before, but I'm not 100% sure. I've taken many red eyes in my life.
Yeah.
I would say the two main types of red eyes I've taken were one. There was a period of time where I was working in L.A., but my wife was living here, and so on Friday night after work, I would take the red eye and then arrive here on the weekend and just crash after I get off the red eye. The second type would be...
Seems like you got to spend a lot of time with your wife. It was like, I need to sleep for 16 hours and then get back on a plane.
The second type of red eye I've taken, I would say, is the travel red eye, where you take the red eye to Europe or Asia or something, and then you're still awake, and then you sort of you power through the day and then crash at your hotel. I don't know that I've ever done this before, where I took the red eye from L.A. and then went directly to work on a Monday.
Not fun.
Not fun. Pretty brutal. Got lucky in a couple senses. Number one, as I've mentioned many times on the podcast before, my gym is at work. So I was able to go directly to work and then take a shower and brush my teeth, which was nice.
And you had your whole suitcase?
I had my whole suitcase, had a change of clothes, whatever. The other thing, and I don't do this very often, so I don't feel strange mentioning it, but I did have a first-class ticket, and it was one of those JetBlue seats where you
full reclining
into a bed. So you would think that would be very relaxing, and as far as the red eye goes, it would be an ideal situation. So first of all, I get on the plane, and I'm having a little trouble falling asleep. It's noisy, and I try to put some mellow music in my headphones. It doesn't work. Finally, I actually figured out I got some podcasts going, and that sort of knocked me out. And then, of course, you have to rewind it because if it's podcasts you actually want to listen to. Yeah. But I did knock out for a couple hours, and I had the full recline going, and there was sort of a big armrest where I kept my kind of almost like the center console in a car, where I kept my glasses. I took them off, and my soda, and my glasses, and then I had my, like I said, my headphones in, and my phone was next to me. So I wake up in the middle of the flight after about 2 hours of pretty solid sleep, and my glasses and my phone have both fallen under my seat. So,
and you're in the full recline.
I'm in the full recline.
It's not easy to get.
So here's the situation. Number one, pretty much everybody on the plane is asleep, including my seatmate, who is actually somebody I know who was also coming back from the Creative Arts Emmys, who works on another show, but not know well enough to feel okay about waking her up in the middle of the night.
You guys were spooning, but
yes. Number two, the seat, I don't know exactly. There's a button, and I'm just worried if I put it back in the normal position, I'm just going to hear a crunch, and there goes my glasses under the seat. So I don't know.
My favorite Foo Fighters song.
Yes. What is that?
There goes. Oh no, wait.
There goes my glasses.
Never mind. Continue.
Missed it. And meanwhile, I'm trying to look for my glasses and my phone under the seat
without disturbing anybody,
without waking up. Also, cannot see very well because I don't have my glasses, and have no flashlight access because I do not have my phone. So it's very, very challenging.
And you don't want to put on the overhead, the dome
don't
light.
Want to put on the overhead. Don't want. So finally, I decide to disturb the flight attendant. They don't really. I think they're
not sleeping.
They're not sleeping. And I asked her to come over, and I was like, is it going to screw anything up? If she assured me it was not going to screw anything up, she figured out how to flip my seat over, and we're doing all this in silence. She raises the cushion, and I'm able to get the glasses and the phone, and I finally managed, I basically wiped them both in a thick coat of Purell, and although we're in first class, so,
This is the most Matt Goldich story possible.
And at that point, I think I put the glasses in a safer place. But I managed to. You could tell there was rustling from other people. I felt subconsciously they were not happy about it.
Well, on a red eye, everyone's asleep, but then there's usually one or two people who are just up.
Yeah,
So,
but
I never feel that bad if I have to make some noise or go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Ironically, I think I would have been better off in coach where everything goes in this dropping situation because, first of all,
well, you're used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to it. I know where to look for things.
I got the whole routine.
Yeah.
I know where to put my feet. Then it's all thrown into flux if you by chance get a first class ticket or a business class ticket. Red eye sleep is not real sleep.
No, it isn't.
You could sleep the whole time. Get off the flight, you're still
you're
exhausted.
Short 3 hours, first of all. And second of all, it's not a real cozy. No. And I'm not an ambient person. If I was, I think I would. But I was actually fine, by the way, on Monday when I got to work. But I could tell that, end of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, something was off. I was dragging and, it was
It'd be funny if there were other things under your seat that didn't belong to you, like a retainer.
The lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah, Narnia was under your seat. Or a gun.
Yeah, whoa.
What is this?
Someone left it there in the 70s when you could take a gun on a
pack
plane.
Of cigarettes, pack of cools.
But I managed, and I.
Well, you made it here.
Yes,
we're gonna podcast with a very fun guest.
I'm excited to meet her. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back. For you, the listeners of Sorry I've Been So Busy, Casper is offering $50 towards any mattress purchase at Casper.com. This is something we talk about all the time on the podcast. Everybody's so busy. They don't get enough sleep. Their sleep is interrupted. They got their phone by the bed. They're checking it in the middle of the night. We're not going to change any of these things, so why not get a better sleep on a better mattress from Casper.com? To receive $50 towards any mattress purchase, go to CasperTrial.com/SIBSB. Again, that's CasperTrial.com/SIBSB for $50 towards any mattress purchase. All right, we're back. Goldstein, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest for today?
I'm so excited about our guest today. We have been in a bunch of writers' rooms together, and she's a super funny writer and author and actress and comedian.
Go on.
And she is on Wildin' Out, which is crazy, and we're going to get into that. Julia Young is here.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
She has a sharp wit that holds up.
A sharp wit.
Yeah.
She has a sharp wit.
It's like an aged cheddar cheese.
It's unbelievable. Now I want cheese.
That's tasty.
No, but Julia and I met, we've all done tours of duty through MTV, and we met on a particularly difficult, arduous one, sort of like the beginning of Saving Private Ryan, and, we're all better for it.
We certainly are. We learned a lot about ourselves, and we should all probably go to law school instead of doing this.
Yeah, that's one of those jobs.
Without going too much into it, was this a shoot? Was it like a...
No, it was the relaunch of an iconic classic show.
Yes.
Not the Gong Show.
No, yeah.
But it's this was the writers' room where they brought in Josh Comers for like 2 days, and then he came for a third day, and I had to tell him here's the thing, Josh, they don't have money for you for a third day.
Yeah.
And I had to send him home.
Yeah. Those can go either way, right? Because I've worked on a lot of things that are sort of launching where nobody really has a clear idea of what it is, and it could be where nobody really is paying attention, and it's just whatever you say goes. You know what I mean? But
that was not this.
This was not.
A lot of people were paying attention.
Right. Yeah.
This is a lot of us saying does anyone realize that the ship is sinking? And then the captain of the ship was like, no, millennials. There was no connection between what anyone was saying and what the executives were saying.
Yeah.
It's I tell people now, everybody's like, oh, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. It was the owners of the restaurant were like, get out of the kitchen, cooks. We're going to cook.
I've been in that situation
and it
before,
had a
too.
C rating.
I make a really good omelet.
A C, yeah.
C rating.
C rating is it's possible, by the way, in New York. We had a neighborhood joint that had a C rating, and
there's a whole. I don't even want to get started, but it's a whole crazy business.
It's
with
crazy,
ratings.
and Seamless should have the rating on
That's
the
true.
Seamless because one time I ordered food.
That would be Seamless.
Yeah. Yes.
I forgot to mention Julia loves puns. This is going to happen a lot on this podcast. Yeah.
I'm mentally ill. And I walked past the restaurant I had just ordered from, and they had a C rating, and so I walked in, and I was like, I have to cancel my order. I'm not going to eat this food.
Yeah.
That's a good curb little nugget.
Yeah, I felt nauseous the whole time, so it is a good curb.
Yeah.
C is rough. B is fine.
It's fine.
It's weird. In LA, they almost all have A's, and so anytime you see a B, it's very suspicious.
Right.
But here, I feel not to.
You just don't know. There are so many ticky-tack things that can knock a restaurant down from an A to a B or a B to a C that aren't necessarily cleanliness or freshness or sanitary things. It's just a ticky-tack foul, the refrigerator is a half-inch off from the power source, or sushi in and of itself can never have an A rating based on the guidelines of what makes an A.
Yeah.
So it's just all kinds of crazy stuff. I've obviously read up on this.
Yeah, you're an advocate.
I don't care.
But
what
also, I feel I'm trying to figure out if this is culturally inappropriate. You tell me.
Ooh.
I think if you're in the hardcore ethnic neighborhood, like a Chinatown B is an A for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that inappropriate?
That's a good Urban Outfitters T-shirt.
Chinatown B. Is that it? Do you think that's inappropriate? I'm asking two other
level of
white
appropriateness
people.
would be a B. I would say.
There you go. That's But you know what I mean? It's sort of hey, I'm trying to get the authentic experience here. I'm not trying to you know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not gonna.
And the human body can withstand a lot of things.
It can.
Have you guys seen the documentary Rats on Netflix?
No, I would never do that.
Absolutely not.
Highly recommend.
It's just called Rats.
It's just called Rats, and it's about rats all over the world.
I saw Faces of Death when I was far too young.
What
rat sounds?
Is it pro rat or anti rat?
So
where
starts
the
with
come down?
a rat catcher in New York who's the most stereotypical Italian guy, and he's in a basement smoking a cigar, and he's like, "Let me tell you something about the rats. You could never kill them. And it's like this whole thing about how they're so smart and they're everywhere and every restaurant has them. And you can't kill them because they're too smart. And it's really good if you guys want it's like a date night.
So it sounds
movie.
pro-rat.
I watched it on a second date.
Wow. I was hoping it was about the band Rat.
No.
Yeah, that would be impressive. Wait, you watched it? Can I ask a question about the second date? You didn't go to the theater. This was a second date.
Well, so George Costanza did his way into a second date.
Did he leave behind?
Well, the opposite.
He left his furry hat at Julia's apartment?
No, he mentioned I had just moved, and I was like, I have to get a TV for my new place. And he was like, well, for a gig I had, we have a bunch of TVs we never unboxed. I have them in my storage unit. I'll sell you one for $200 and I'll mount it for you.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So he got himself a second date. He mounted my TV. I didn't mount him, but
there you go.
We watched Rats.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
What a racket this guy's running.
I know, right? Yeah.
I got a storage bin full of TVs.
Yeah.
I could come
Made
over.
$200 and got a second date.
Yeah.
What? Whose idea was it to watch Rats?
Mine. It had been in my saved list.
Okay. It wasn't like a move to sort of chill the mood.
Desexualize
that
everything.
was what I was thinking. It was just so you know, we're going to watch the least appealing.
That's your Netflix criteria. Movies to desexualize awkward
Netflix,
situations.
Netflix
Bad
and kill
dates.
the mood.
Yeah.
Wait, what else is Netflix recommending to you because you watched Rats?
Possums.
Yeah, the sequel. No, Netflix is confused because I also just watched Great British Baking Show and Rats, so they don't really know what they're
goodness.
like. Frasier, they're not sure.
Survivor, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess. Would be, yeah,
that's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good a Venn diagram of Julia's interests.
Yeah.
Certainly.
That's like when you share my Netflix with your wife or significant other. My wife and I also share our New York Times password, so it's recommending articles for me. It's why would you think I would want to read that?
Yeah.
And you realize half of this is.
Where did you move from and to?
I was living...
Exact address, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I was living in Chelsea on 14th and 7th.
Oh, my old neighborhood.
Yes, and then I moved to Crown Heights to my own apartment.
Wow, that's exciting.
It's my first time living alone.
Oh, congratulations.
It's the best.
It's the best.
The best.
I would like to be alone forever.
Yeah. I was anytime I pass 17th and 6th, I am like, wow, that was a good time in my life.
Yeah.
That was fun. Because I'd always had brothers or bunkmates at camp or roommates in college and then roommates in New York. I'd never had a space to myself. And then, I had 3 years in an apartment by myself.
That's a good run.
It was really fun.
Funny now that I think about it, I never lived alone.
Wow.
Never had that experience. Yeah.
We recommend it highly.
Yeah.
Straight from, at this point, I think that ship is sailed, but went straight from roommates to
and you had two brothers.
Marriage. Yeah.
Crown Heights is interesting. Ryan Ling lives there,
I did not know
proprietor of Bird Brain, who you've worked with.
Hire me.
Yeah.
He doesn't respond to my emails. Yeah.
You and a lot of Orthodox Jews.
I don't live in that area, but close by.
No, it's very gentrified.
Yes.
They probably have a lot of TVs in storage bins that they could...
The Jews, yeah, I try to stay away.
They're very into electronics.
They really do. No, I get very uncomfortable in that area of Crown Heights.
Yeah.
Because you just feel like they're just waiting to spit on you. I don't know.
Well, plus,
you're a woman.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. I know.
Plus, it'd be very easy for one of them to leave behind their fur hat.
That's how they all get. That's how they wife up so fast.
I left my tzitzis at your apartment.
His second date is a mikveh.
Yeah.
Now,
talk about desexualizing.
Where are you from originally? Where'd you grow up?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh,
yes.
You're from Ann Arbor, and then you went to Michigan.
I went to Michigan.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. I did laundry at my house a few times. Yeah.
Oh, really? In college?
Only a few. My friends went to my parents' house more often than I did, actually. But yeah.
Was it a conscious decision to go in your hometown, or?
I just didn't really care where I went to college. I didn't think it was a big difference, and so I.
Well,
just
normally,
applied.
if you're if you're the kid who goes to college close to home, there's a but you have Michigan.
Yeah.
That's a really amazing.
It's a great school. My parents went there. My grandparents went there. Yeah.
The older I get, I think I agree with you more that it does not matter where you go to college.
You're gonna have the same experiences basically, unless you go to Oberlin.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Temple in the city, And like my oldest brother went to Penn State, my middle brother went to Penn, and then I did Temple. And my whole life I thought I was going to Penn State because my mom went there, my brother went there. And then like when it got to do it, I was like, Temple, it's so easy. It's right there.
Yeah.
I can like do stuff. I can take the train. So, but I have my regrets, but it led me to where I am today, which is fine.
Yeah. How's that famous deli?
Yeah, so we had the Sklar's on, and they did like 10 minutes on Zingerman's.
Yeah, Zingerman's
What
is
was there?
good.
They went to Michigan, or what was there? Yeah, that's right.
Sklar's
Yeah.
both went to Michigan, and they like were. Oh, and we had the author, Kahn.
Oh, Howie Kahn.
Howie Kahn, and he talked about working at Zingerman's. Sorry,
That's right,
yes. we were reminiscing.
Yeah.
Deep dive. Zingerman's is good. The thing about it is,
I like this.
you're going to pay $22 for a sandwich and then be like, what the fuck? Like,
wow, we're getting the real stuff here from the hometown girl.
It's good, but like Detroit Deli, I think is better.
Wow.
Detroit Deli is amazing. If you
Shots fired.
I know, like Steve's Deli.
This is the kind of shit she says on Wild 'N Out that gets her.
Yeah.
That's why I'm on over 5 episodes.
To talk about Jewish delis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chico Bean's like, what are you talking about?
I love Chico.
I do love Chico Bean. But did you go to Zingerman's like before you went to the university?
Probably
or is that just like strictly a university thing?
I probably went a few times when I was growing up.
Right.
And then, I didn't really go in college. I only went like when my parents would take me to get a $22 sandwich.
Right.
And it's great stuff. Everyone's very nice there, but it does feel like exhausting in a way because everything is so like artisanal and handpicked and, created by nuns.
Like the Lodge at MTV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did were you in Maize and Blue your whole life?
The colors?
Yeah.
No, we weren't like an obsessed sports family.
Got
Like
it.
we weren't diehard. We go. I went to the games.
Yeah.
I watched the games every weekend.
Here now
Yeah,
still?
yeah.
Do you have like
Preferably-
your Michigan bar?
No, I like to watch them by myself.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm kind of like that with Eagles games sometimes.
Yeah, I don't because all the bars are very bro-y, and as you can tell,
Right.
I'm not much of a bro.
Yeah.
Though I have tendencies.
Did you go to Detroit a lot growing up? Is that close enough to Ann Arbor that you spend a lot of time there?
We spent some time there. My grandparents all grew up in Detroit, in the area around Detroit, went to a lot of Detroit suburbs. And growing up, like, a little bit, and now we go to Detroit pretty often when I go home.
Yeah.
Go on tours. A bunch of my cousins live there now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And how did you end up getting into comedy and all that stuff, writing?
So I obviously started an improv group in college.
Of course you did.
Called the Improfessionals.
I was going to say, what's the pun? You already gave it to me. The Improfessionals, good.
Improfessionals. I think it's still running.
Wait, can I ask a question? Because
sure.
that's a pretty straight down the middle one. Were you the first? You were the first to call it the Improfessionals?
Yeah.
Because I like it because it actually makes sense.
It does.
It's a perfectly
It has
closed,
two meanings.
They complement each other.
I'm telling you, she's very fun with puns.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get on to the other improv teams, so I
That's-
said, fuck it.
that's
and
what I did.
Yeah.
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 It's very unprofessional of you.
It really is. Wits End turned me down, so...
So you just started it
Yes.
and found people, or they found you?
My two friends and I were like,
Got it.
We're like, we're going to do this. So we ran that for 3 years. And then when I graduated, I packed all my stuff up and my brother helped me and we drove to New York to start a career in comedy.
the three girls from the
No,
the three
just me and
friends?
my brother. I graduated a semester early.
Got it.
So, I just
So
moved
they
by myself.
stayed and kept the Improfessionals going.
Yep.
Your brother was
like
the same age as
movie
you?
in-
No, he just helped me because I'm not great at driving.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But was he also starting a career in
No,
comedy?
absolutely not.
No.
He was doing a favor to my mom by helping
okay.
me drive to New York.
That's
Nice.
a fun drive.
It was. It was.
So you get to New York.
Yes.
And you're like,
And you go straight to Times Square.
Yeah, and I say, excuse me, one job, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's...
you walk right up to the guy who's like, comedy tonight.
Yeah.
You know? Conan.
You pour
Jimmy.
yourself an egg cream and
All the best comedians from Conan, Stephen Colbert.
yeah.
Letterman.
Jay Leno.
And then you walk in and it's nobody who's ever
Yeah.
even
Nope.
stepped foot on that show. But no, so what happens when you get to New York?
So I started interning at an improv theater called Chicago City Limits.
Sure.
And just kind of worked my way up there and eventually got hired and eventually got put on their shows. They hired me as a performer and then I got on their national touring company. And then one
How
day...
long did you do that for?
A couple of years.
You toured all over doing improv?
Mm-hmm.
Like how many shows a year is that? Like, or like how long would you be gone from New York for those?
Not super long. Like we did a show in Alaska, and that was like a week maybe. Random cities.
For one show, or?
We did a couple shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Were you like traveling by van?
Not to Alaska.
Not to Alaska,
No.
but just in general.
Yes, or we would just rent cars and drive. A lot of like shows in the tri-state area also. Sure. Random shows in the Midwest. And then I would do the local shows sometimes in the city. They had shows on Fridays and Saturdays and private events too.
That's so fun. It's like camp.
It was a lot like camp. And at the same time, I was also working like part-time as a cocktail waitress at a comedy club called Laugh Lounge, which has closed.
Yes, on the Lower East Side,
Yep,
sure. I remember it well. Used to do,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had like no experience as a cocktail waitress.
A lot of whispering during comedian sets.
Yeah, a lot of, what would you like for your second drink? And then people go, oh, I don't want a second drink. And you go, you have to.
Yeah.
Have a second drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they go, I'll have a club soda.
That'll be $17.
Yeah, there you go. God, what a weird cult, just a weird phenomenon that is the idea of like. Is there anything else besides comedy clubs that has it? I guess do music shows have a 2-drink minimum?
No. Well, at jazz clubs maybe like Blue Note or something maybe.
Maybe they did. Like where did the 2-drink minimum start? Like where did I have such a strange?
I feel like that's the point where they're like, we can break even.
Yeah,
it's like a minimum. New York comedy promoter needing to make money. But
awful.
I always want to make that transaction go by as fast as possible. Yes. But there are people who are like, what kind of vodkas do you have? And then they have to well, we have Kettle One.
Yeah.
Tito's.
They would ask me, and I was such a bad cocktail waitress. I didn't know what I was doing. And the bar was upstairs and the club was downstairs. So I have to walk in my clogs with a tray of drinks.
On stairs?
Downstairs.
Oof.
That's it.
Yeah, I cried a lot.
Did you get into stand-up at all? Did you try stand-up? Did you do stand-up?
I did stand-up in college a lot, and I won a competition, so I was like, oh man, I'm a professional.
In the back of Zingerman's, they do open mics. Open mics.
So I did a lot of stand-up in college, and then I did some in New York. But then I was obsessed with improv for many years.
Wait, Zingerman's could be a great comedy club name.
That is
Zing is in the name.
I know, right? They really,
name.
yeah.
Okay, continue.
They actually
Zingerman Zingers.
They have
they have a 20-drink minimum.
Zing.
Yeah.
Next door is a comedy club called the Pastrami Hut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be doing 2 nights at the Pastrami Hut.
But you never did stand up at the Laugh Lounge when you worked there.
No, that was kind of frowned upon to shit where you eat.
Sure.
So interesting because so many stories are like, I was the doorman and I finally got up. Or
no, the owner was like, no.
Yeah.
But it was fine.
I don't want to hear about your dreams.
Yeah. And then one day at the Improv Theater, we got an email in the inbox being like, hey, this show is looking for writers, send in a packet. And I just blindly submitted a packet, and I got hired, and that was my first job in TV. That was Impractical Jokers.
Wow, that's a great first job.
It wasn't the first packet you ever wrote. It was the first packet you ever wrote, and you got hired? Wow.
Yeah.
You're a prodigy.
Never happened again.
Yeah.
Well, we had Casey Jost on last week.
Love that guy. Yeah. So I met him in 2011, 2010.
That's such an interesting, first format to write in. Because for me, my first writing job was Boiling Point, so it was similar but different. But thinking of pranks and deconstructing them, and
I loved it.
That's so cool.
It was so much fun,
and it's that show's a juggernaut.
Yeah, well, it was the first season. We had no idea, that it would be the longest running show
and change the trajectory of the entire channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It really put True on the map.
It's only comedy and play-in games in Dayton now. Mm-hmm. NCAA tournament. The two.
Right.
For 8 weeks, for 6 weeks. Was that fun? So you get that job and then you're like, hey, mom and dad, now I'm not just a waitress and doing comedy.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid.
Yeah. I mean, they were always cool with me doing whatever. I mean, they were very
They're baby
supportive.
boomers. They're fine. They're the reason that the whole world has tanked, because they let us do whatever we wanted
to do.
And now everything's fucked because of that.
No, I blame my parents for being so supportive.
We were not taught to build anything or to,
Yeah.
And now everything is crumbling.
Yeah, I should have a master's degree.
Yeah.
Thinking of that
or a skill
reminds me, we're coming up on Infrastructure Week. Shout out to President Trump.
Is this the 14th in a row?
This is his official podcast, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to the president.
The podcast of Infrastructure
He's
Week.
doing a great job. Hey, so then you have that job, and then you're like, I'm a writer, and I'm going to just do writing jobs?
Yeah, I was like, I've made it. And then I couldn't get a second gig.
Sure, the second one's the hardest.
It's the hardest.
It's so hard.
And eventually, a deep depression, of course. And then eventually I found a second gig and a third and a fourth.
How'd you get into Viacom and MTV and all that? What was your foot in the door there?
Will you take the one?
Sure.
No.
It's 2 blocks south.
Yeah.
So my friend got cast on this pilot for MTV, and they wanted to do workshops for it, like improv workshops, test out the games.
Yeah.
And so I came in and I did all the workshops, and they liked me. And the last day I was like, here's my resume. I would like to write for the show. And then they hired me. And then it was a show called Joking Off.
Sure.
And so I wrote for it the first season. And then the second season they were like, do you want to be on the show? And I was like, yeah. So then they put me on the show.
Also does not happen a lot.
Yeah, that happened twice for me. That happened. So I was in the system, right? I was in Viacom, so I wrote for I was on the second and third season as well. And then I was in the Viacom system, and I did some other jobs. And then Wild and Out was like, hey, you've been recommended. You want to be a writer or, consultant for the show? And I said yes. And I did that for season 9. And then season 10, they were like, do you want to be on the show? And I was like, yeah.
That's great.
So Nick Cannon saw me, and then he was like, sure.
Have there been 10 seasons of the reboot of Wild and Out?
No, I think...
I was going to say...
They're about to shoot the 13th season, so I think it's been maybe since season 8 or 7.
It's like the Cleveland Browns.
Right, yeah, there was a gap in there.
Oh.
Yeah, where
Art Modell,
same thing.
Art Modell moved the original.
We count the original stats.
Is this a baseball podcast?
It's a
it's a Trump slash arcane football reference.
Oh, football!
No.
Oh, yeah, of course. The Browns are football,
Yes,
of course.
football.
Oh, they won last night.
Yes.
Wow, now we're talking.
I have Twitter.
So this is a good transition. You are very up on things.
Yes.
You are very up on pop culture.
Yes.
And all kinds of stuff, which is very useful when you get put in a writer's room, especially at MTV. You don't know, it's going to, if you have to talk hip hop, you can talk hip hop. If you have to talk Real Housewives shows, you can. That's what I always appreciated about you.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. If you guys want to talk about Tori Spelling, we can do that.
Yeah. What?
That was our first season.
I don't, but is that okay? No. What are you into about Tori Spelling?
I'm just obsessed with the fact that a couple of years ago she fell on the grill at Benihana and had to get a skin graft.
What was she doing?
I don't think she threw herself on the grill personally.
I think the chef did the shrimp flip into his hat, and she was so amazed by it, she jumped to hug him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to get a skin graft.
Well, that'll keep her from graduating. Hey now. That's a 90210 reference, guys. Listen.
What are your passions though?
Celebrity baby names.
Celebrity baby names, yeah.
I'm 5 weeks away from having a non-celebrity baby, but we have a baby name. I'm not going to announce it on
Do you know
podcast.
gender?
Yeah, boy.
A boy.
Give me a celebrity baby name for this boy.
Okay, probably Phineas is a good one.
Is that coming around?
Yes.
I heard it.
Phineas.
Yeah, Julia Roberts has a toy.
I had a toy, Phineas L. Fart, and it was like a little fat, Buddha type toy, and you squeeze the stomach and it farts. Listen.
So Phineas is probably a no for you, is what you're saying.
No, we're not going to go Phineas. Okay. The Jews take the letter of somebody important.
Who died, yeah. Let's play a J.
But no, I saw...
It's so subtle, and it made me laugh so hard. It is all Jay.
Mm-hmm.
All Jay. I saw a mom scream at her kid on the subway, and she was like, Sylvia!
Wow.
Yeah, so Sylvia's coming back.
Yes, that's a
Do you like the old people names?
I do.
That are coming back?
I really do. My grandmother and all of her sisters have beautiful names that I find so charming. My grandmother's name is Florence.
Sure.
And I love that name.
I feel like Florence coming back. Florence and the Machine.
Yes.
The Hurricane. What?
So chic.
Do you think of this? I was in the library. I don't know if you guys have heard this one.
About a library?
No,
kids do not know what that is.
Check it out.
I was in a library with my kid at a story time, and I heard a baby addressed by the name Kim Ye.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl.
Did you make a citizen's arrest?
I should have, yes. But that's...
Kim Ye.
Yeah. Shocking. So I guess everything's on the table now.
Everything is on the table.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. I was like, sort of stopped in my tracks. This is the first time I've revealed that information publicly.
Yeah, I need to process.
Yeah, but I have to imagine it's not the only one, right?
No, anytime. I mean, people name their kids after Game of Thrones characters.
Sure,
which I support.
Do you, Daenerys? Would you name a kid Daenerys?
No.
Or like Jon Snow is fine.
I'm the king of people call me and they're like, "Here's the name we're thinking about. What will other kids make fun of them?"
Yes, very
like,
important.
what will they use the name? So, like Daenerys, it's got ass in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, is my name okay?
Yeah, Julia's fine. There's
Okay.
yeah.
No. Well, Julia
Gulia, you probably
years.
get a lot.
Yeah, for years. But
Julia
that's fine.
Gulia.
Julia Sweeney. A lot of people.
They love that.
Yeah.
Julia Child.
Sure. Roberts.
Kids love making fun of her.
Julia Louis Dreyfus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably call you JLD.
If you name your kid Louis, that's
I would never. That's a problematic name now.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That too. But you could always go with like Ratso.
Ratso.
Because you're a big rat's head.
I do love. I'm a big rat head. Rat king.
Yeah.
Oh, I was the other story I tell about baby names. Also on the subway, this like Upper East Side mom was like, Joaquin, get away from the door, Joaquin. And I was like, are you really? Like she was like doing it very loud and abrupt.
My cousin told me she went to high school with a girl named Princess Diana.
Wow.
Wait, her first name was Princess?
Her first name was Princess Diana.
Named after
like, was there a hyphen? Was there a hyphen?
Right? I mean,
Two words.
It's just a coincidence.
That's like Sir Anthony Dominguez on the Phillies.
Yeah.
Hey,
baseball.
So my friend Sam, who we've talked about on the podcast, his mom...
He's been a guest.
He's been a guest. His mom, elementary school teacher for a very long time, she always tells the story of kids in her class, twins, boy and girl, and they were named Male and Famale. Because when the babies were brought in to the mom, they had the
That's
tags,
an urban legend.
male and female.
That's an urban legend.
She tells the story as if it's real.
It's absolutely not real. All of those
believe
are fake. The same with Ladasha. That's fake.
Well,
have you heard of
what's
this one?
Ladasha, no?
Where it's like L and then a hyphen and then A, but they spell it Ladasha.
Lashana Tova?
Yes.
Wait,
it's
a girl that I went to Hebrew school.
Oh, Latasha.
these are all fake things.
You know what's real?
Go on Snopes.
Yeah.
James and Samaj is a thing that happens because there are athletes named Samaj, and that's James backwards.
Yeah.
People love a backwards name, which I think is very
Nevaeh,
dumb. I think
which
it's
is heaven backwards.
Yeah.
Or Anna.
Well, that's an anagram.
Anna, because a palindrome, you mean?
Palindrome. What do I know?
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
Do you have anything else you want to ask?
I could do names for 20
more
minutes
before we get to her
let's
day.
get into
I did name my friend's kid, though, I will say.
Oh, you did?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like thinking they were having a girl and they weren't sure, and I casually was like, what about Charlie for a girl? And I left and they were like, holy shit, yes.
Yeah.
Wait, you know, it's so funny, and you'll get this and you won't probably. It's
I
the
love
show
that.
Sisters. Do you remember Sisters? It was on like Friday nights or Saturday nights after Golden Girls and Empty Nest.
No, I'm
And
far too young.
All of the female, it was about 5 sisters,
Okay.
Swoosie Kurtz being one of them, and they all had boy names.
I think that's so
Yeah.
in right now.
Yeah.
I love a boy name for a girl.
I love that you just said to your friends, I think you should name your daughter Charlie.
Yeah.
I'm out, and then you just leave,
And I
then
left.
just
Stanza.
leave them with the
and I
information.
changed their life forever.
Before
Yeah.
we get into your day, best celebrity name, what's your favorite? What's like celebrity baby name? There's the classics. There's the Rumor and the Scout.
Apple.
Apple, they're Moses. I mean, there's the Jolie Pitt kids, which are fascinating to me. I do love a Zahara. Let me think. I think
Diggy Simmons.
yes.
Who's Diggy Simmons?
It's from Run DMC. Run's son.
I don't know. I like Apple and Moses. I think those are just the most classic, like, what
Very
the fuck
biblical.
celebrity names
Yeah.
of, like, when people are like, oh, it's crazy celebrity. You're going to name your kid Apple? Like, I think
Yeah.
that's kind of, like, the bar that was set. But I think there are, like, charming names. Like Drew Barrymore, her daughter's name is Frankie, which I think is really cute.
Frankie was one of the names on Sisters. Shout out to our older listeners.
Exactly. Senior listeners, yeah.
I feel bad when one kid has like a wacky name and the other kid has like a normal. It's like, these are my kids, Grapefruit and Jeff.
Yeah,
it's like, why?
the levels should be the
When
same.
I was a
The
page
same.
on at SNL, I remember Shaggy came on, because he was doing It Wasn't Me at the time. It was the year 2000, 2001. And I was escorting him and his family to the elevator, and I was like, "Oh, is this your son?" And he goes, "Yeah, these are my boys, Tyler and Richard."
What?
And I was like, "You're Shaggy. How do you have sons named Tyler and Richard?"
I don't think his real name is Shaggy, but yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's get in your day.
Yes.
What's a typical day like for Julia?
Do you want to do a work day or a non-work day? What do you want to do?
You were saying your non-work days are very interesting on the boring side.
They're so boring. Like yesterday was a fascinaning, boring day for me.
Let's do it.
What
this
time?
Is what we fucking live for.
Okay.
What time you wake up?
Oh, God, as late as possible. Because I always wake up early, like 7 or 8, and then I'm like, fuck it, and then I go back to sleep for hours.
Second sleep's the best.
Second sleep is the best because you wake up discombobulated.
Yeah.
And lately I've been having a lot of night sweats, which is fun. That started about a year ago.
Like a physical thing, or your air conditioning is not working?
No, like it can be cold in the room and I'll just wake up sweaty.
Interesting.
And it's probably with like anxiety or something.
Right.
Maybe since the election it's been happening. I don't know if there's any correlation.
Checks out.
Yeah. I did buy healing crystals after the election, but they don't work.
No. We have not.
It turns out they're not real. Yeah. So I'll wake up really late and I will have a coffee. Like I'll make a coffee.
Home brew.
What's
your system? Matt's a big coffee guy.
Okay, so I will make either a hot coffee in my little coffee maker, not a Keurig because I don't believe those have caffeine in them.
No, they don't.
That's my conspiracy theory.
That's why I threw mine out the window.
Yeah.
#resist. So I'll have a coffee, or like if I had made extra, there'll be iced coffee in the fridge.
Sure.
And I'll sip that with my stainless steel straw.
Wow.
Right.
In a mason
To save
jar.
the environment. Yeah.
And my teeth also.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Doubly accurate. Double.
Yeah. I love the earth.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't really eat breakfast. I don't like to eat before like 11 or 12.
Right.
It just makes me...
Yeah, I have trouble eating early in the morning.
So what'd you do when you woke up and you had your coffee yesterday?
Okay, so I woke up, had my coffee, and then I was like, I should do something. I should leave my apartment today. So I did because, guys, I need to repot my plants. So I was like, today's the day you're going to repot your plants.
Right.
So I was like, I need
How can you tell the plants need repotting? What is the...
Well,
the
it's been a couple of years, and they're getting kind of big for the pots.
Right.
Yeah.
And
this is all things I'm newly learning because Jamie has populated our apartment with plants.
She's a pothead.
Yeah, she's big.
That's
pothead.
what we call ourselves.
Yeah, what up, potheads?
Robert Plants. So I walked to Barclays Center, and I was like, maybe there'll be some nice pots at like Target.
Right.
There are no
or Buffalo Wild Wings.
BWs, yeah, or DSW.
Yeah.
But it turns out
Chuck E. Cheese also
Chuck
there.
E. Cheese is there, and Aunt Annie's, which everyone
Forget your day. Let's just go through
let's talk about
stores
the
near
Just
the Barclays
name.
Center.
Yeah.
Wait, did you guys know that it's Aunt Annie's and not Auntie Anne's?
That's
I've never
wholly
read...
inaccurate. It's Auntie Anne's.
It is Aunt Annie's.
No, I think you're just
swear.
I think it's just a ghetto Brooklyn
you
version.
You
a
got-
false,
no.
an imposter.
I will
No.
bet
You looked at the sign.
I will pay you Bitcoin if I am wrong.
And she
and I don't have Bitcoin.
Matt's
it
looking it
is
up.
Auntie Anne's.
It's not.
on the sign.
It's Aunt Annie's Pretzels, and everyone in the world has been wrong.
I mean, their website is auntyans.com. Let me see if there's another thing called Aunt
What?
Annie's.
This reminds me of PetSmart, or is it Pet Smart?
Smart. That's why you don't know. You stay
They
woke.
don't. It's so you got to stay woke.
Yeah.
And be confused
Yeah,
about it. Is
no,
it
it's
a
Auntie
PetSmart?
Anne's. Wow.
It's not
are-
Auntie Anne's.
No, this is like the Male Famale thing. This
Did
is
you
fake.
you looked at the sign and were like, wait, we've been reading it wrong the whole time?
Somebody else was like, it's Aunt Annie's.
You did not have enough coffee, I think. is
No,
what
guys,
happened.
I'm looking this up because I don't believe what you just did.
The back of your phone's amazing. It has a Wildin' Out sticker and then the TRL pop socket.
Yes.
And then cast Joan Cusack Mueller.
Yeah.
So you're really mixed messages there.
Yeah.
We're just now have our phones out and we're Googling.
Sorry. Okay.
That's
so
okay, no.
so I went to Target.
Yeah.
For looking for pots. They have no plant stuff because it's all
It's a city Target.
Well, they used to this summer, but now it's all Halloween stuff.
Got it.
So
you bought your plants Kit Kats.
Yeah, Kit Kats and a hot dog costume, and then I left.
Did
Yeah.
you find somewhere to get pots or what?
This is my story. This is my journey. No, I didn't. So then I kept on walking. And then I went to this place called Natty Garden. which is in like Prospect Heights or something, and they have a lot of pots.
You Google mapped it, or
I Google mapped it. I walked there. Got some really nice pots.
What's your listen to? Are you listening to something on your walk, or are you?
So I don't usually like to listen to things, but I just got recommended a podcast about the cult Nexium. It's called Escaping Nexium.
Yeah.
So I was listening to that, which is fascinating because I love.
Isn't Nexium a pharmaceutical drug?
It is, but it's is that how you pronounce that word? NXIVM. I've never heard it said out loud.
Nexium. Yeah, it's a sex cult. Kind of multi-level marketing scheme.
Why is Alex laughing? What's
happening? They branded the women with
yeah.
I'm listening to a podcast called Escaping Ketoacidosis.
It's is that also?
No, that's a thing that they say on pharmaceutical commercials.
Okay. Yeah.
I go supercalifragilisticketoacidosis.
This cult has drawn in a lot of celebrity.
Allison Mack.
Yeah.
Oh, the sex one.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Cool.
Somebody's daughter, somebody famous's daughter.
Well, the Bronfmans, the heir to the Seagram's fortune, the billionaires are in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I listened to that.
Yeah.
And got to the place, got some pots, and I was...
Did you know, you knew the sizes?
Yes, I knew the sizes, and then it was a long process of, will this go in my apartment? Will this go with the plant
I've done
color?
all of this with my wife.
Yeah, so, that was a long process.
You take some photos of your apartment, where the pots are going to go?
No, I visualized it in my mind's eye.
Yeah.
We brought plants that were outgrowing their pot, or no, needed to be repotted
to the place.
Yeah, and then
That's very bougie.
and then the guy who knows everything redid it with the dirt and everything, the soil.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, yeah,
Nomenclature.
I was going to do that, and then I was like, just do it yourself.
But that'd be a lot of walking with heavy plants.
Yeah. So I bought the pots, and the woman was like, did anyone ever tell you look like the girl from Wild and Out? And I was like, I am.
And then she's like, Wyland.
Yeah. And then she goes,
store.
She goes, so what's your name? And I was like, bitch, look at my credit card.
Yeah, there you go.
That's funny.
You got recognized and then humbled.
But not, yeah. It was like, it's like a backhanded recognizing.
Yeah. Did you get some food in there? What happened? You doing all
after
this
you got
empty?
the pots? Where'd you go?
No, I think I had an apple, and I was just munching on an apple.
Yeah.
I don't
So
like to
coffee
eat
and an apple.
Coffee and an apple.
And then a Moses.
And then Moses. Oh, God, that's clever. Then I got home, and then I was like, I need soil. So then I went and I got soil.
Back to the same store?
No, to my hardware store.
Oh, okay. They have soil.
And they did not believe me that I could carry it home 2 blocks.
It's a big bag.
Yeah, but, it's not that heavy.
It's 2018.
I'm very strong, yeah.
It's 2 blocks.
So then I repotted everything in my kitchen. And as soon as I was...
Was it dirty?
It was so dirty.
Yeah.
And as soon as I finished, I turned on the faucet and realized my super had turned off the water.
Oh, not a good day for Robert planting.
Why did he turn off the water?
Rohan was doing something in the apartment next door. It was a big mess somewhere in the basement.
He was hanging a TV.
So there you go. So how long did you have the soil hanging around the apartment?
About an hour before the water was turned on. So, I just had to hang out with really dirty hands. And
Do you have like a succulent plant? Like, what are we talking about?
So I have a coleus, very, very nice plant. I've had it since 2009. I got that in my botany class in college, and I've kept it alive since. Yeah. And I have some other nice plants. I have like a spider plant that I repotted. I repotted a cactus, which was really risky.
Oh, that is risky, yeah.
But I did it. So, yeah.
This is like Delicious Dish on SNL.
It really is. We're talking about plants,
succulent.
So then, once you finish potting the plants, I'm assuming you just went to bed. That was pretty much...
I did. It was
your
exhausting.
entire day.
It was my whole day. No, I did some work, did some emails, and then my cousin came over for dinner. And
did you order in, or did you...
We ordered in from a diner.
Ooh, I like a diner order in.
I love a
diner.
Quick, perfect food.
The fries don't come crispy.
No, they don't.
Well, we got waffle fries, which I think travel pretty well.
They'll figure but no, somebody's got to invent the tin that keeps the fries crispy.
I think there was some sort of progress made technologically in this recently, but I don't remember the exact.
I keep watching Shark Tank Waiting, and nobody.
No, I think
nobody
something happened recently.
Well, if you think about it, we only started putting 4 wheels on suitcases in the last 5 years.
Now they have internet on your suitcase.
Yeah. But
I heard a podcast ad for the Wi-Fi suitcase.
Who needs that?
People.
Yeah.
Are you close with your cousin?
I am. She moved here about a month ago from LA.
Oh, okay.
And so we live really close to each other now. So We hung out, she's watching The West Wing now, so we watched a little bit of The West Wing.
Wow, going back to what? See, my friends just started The Sopranos again, and I got real nostalgic about
jealous.
it.
I want to watch it again.
West Wing is another one, but West Wing I think would depress me because it's so...
sad. They're so competent.
They're so competent and liberal.
It's aspirational.
It's very aspirational.
But they're actually really rude to women on the show. Not that it's surprising because it's Aaron Sorkin, but they're really rude
CJ Craig,
to all the
secretaries.
Yeah, and they just like assume that the women on the show don't know anything about like policy. They'll be like, well, I don't know, go get me a coffee. But like really fast and snappy.
And they're walking and turning tight corners.
It's very weird.
It is amazing how like fast stuff that you didn't think of at the time, like stuff that's not that long ago, you watch it and you're like, oh, this would not fly. Like, this
there's so much of that now.
Most Friends episodes have like a homophobic comment in it. Like anytime the guys high five, someone's like, what are you, gay?
Yeah.
And then the crowd's like, ah ha ha. So yeah, a lot of like things that were not problematic are absolutely problematic.
Like School of Rock did not come out that long ago, and if you watch it now, it's very uncomfortable how Sarah Silverman's character is just a nag who is just like basically...
Women are the worst.
Yeah, like basically ruining this guy's life just by
Jamie and I
being
watched
herself.
Mr. Holland's Opus. You know the fucking end to Mr. Holland's Opus? He's like with a teenage girl at the bus stop.
What?
Yeah, there's some awkward...
It's Richard Dreyfuss?
It does not hold up.
Yeah.
Wait till you see The Graduate.
Oh, boy.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
She graduated.
So
Donna Martin.
Yeah, like Donna, much like Donna. Wait, what was your diner order?
I got a veggie burger because I hate myself.
Veggie burger deluxe.
Yep.
So
and waffle fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your fried dip? Because I'm a honey mustard.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
Ranch if it's there.
Got it.
Because I'm from the Midwest.
It's very Midwest.
big article about ranch this week in the New York Times.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, have you run out of things? And they have.
Well,
I
ranch
can't
on
believe-
pizza is a thing that I learned.
I grew up on that ranch,
Yeah,
like in elementary school cafeteria, ranch and pizza.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
Sounds. I'm not against ranch in all its forms, but I will say number one, buffalo wings have to be blue cheese. I'm sorry, not ranch. And number two, Cool Ranch Doritos have always found them disgusting and have never.
I love the blue and red crystals, whatever they
Gross.
are. I don't even know what they
nasty.
I don't even know what they
hated it from the moment they came out and never stopped.
Those are I love all chips.
Yeah.
I love all things. Yes, I love Cool Ranch.
I don't even know what the red and blue crystals are supposed to be.
Ions, maybe?
Yes. I think that's it. That's definitely it. Yeah.
Just straight poison.
So your cousin.
She came over.
Oh, West Wing.
Yeah.
Are you like Sam Seaborn or post Sam Seaborn?
It was Sam Seaborn.
Yeah, Rob
It was
Lowe.
like season 2.
That put Rob Lowe back on the map because he
After
had like some
Snow
slow
White.
years. He had some like Jason Bateman slow years.
Yeah.
And then he became huge again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we watched that. Then my cousin left. Then I had a date.
Oh.
A late date.
A late date.
Interesting.
Very late
Dinner
date.
and some TV with a friend, with someone, and then
once
I
dinner
gotta
and
go
TV and I'm in the house, there's no going. You
That's
went out for a date?
interesting.
I went out for a date. I saw a movie.
What time?
10:20.
Was this dinner at 5?
No, it was at like 7.
And you're like,
you met.
I'm going to do all that and then go see a movie.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
It was ill-advised.
You met the date at the movie? Was
Yeah.
there what movie?
And you're putting your soily hands in the popcorn? Good Lord.
We saw Black Klansman, which
Wow.
I do not recommend.
No, because then you have to have a whole political conversation afterwards.
Yeah, because we like walked in silence for about 5 minutes afterwards.
Saw it. It's not.
You're really into the killing of the
vibes.
The vibes.
Yeah, I try to be as unhappy as possible.
Did you get a drink
funny.
after or something? Or?
Got a drink before,
Yeah.
and then needed a huge drink afterwards.
Yeah.
Well, that's 3 locations on a date. What is second date?
This
Third?
was third date.
Third. 3
But we had a drink at the
locations?
movie theater. It was at Alamo.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can do it all.
Yeah.
All right.
I brought him some hard candies to unwrap loudly.
Because you're 87 years
Sure.
old.
Yeah. I try to charm him with like the bubby charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you don't have
Would
to.
you like a Werther's original from my handbag?
They were. I have them in. Hold on. You guys want one?
You're really.
I'm good, but I do want to see the evidence. So there you go.
Wow, she literally pulled out a gold-wrapped Werther's original.
So crinkly.
I kind of want it post-podcast.
I have more than one, gentleman.
That's unbelievable.
What? I mean, you don't have to tell us what. I mean, I guess it has to be a late night because you saw a 2-hour movie, and then you got a drink after, and then
it was a very late night.
Did this gentleman walk you home or anything, or?
No, but yes.
Okay.
I know what that means.
Means.
Fine.
Yeah.
When you eventually got to sleep, what time was that?
2:30.
Okay. Well, you slept late.
You really
so
packed a lot into one evening.
I did, and we discussed it. We said we should not have done that movie.
Right.
Absolutely not. It was a big mistake.
But it's comfortable seats.
Yeah, it was comfortable seats. The person next to me was crying at the end. So, yeah, not ideal. But, you know, sometimes you have to have an uncomfortable third date to have a fourth date.
Sure.
Is what the saying is.
Sure. That's That's
what
it's a very awkward saying, but
that's what they say
saying.
on Hinge. Yeah.
Did he order any food? Candy?
No, because it was too late. We were just like...
Yeah, like who's eating a box of Milk Duds at a 10:30 show?
We were like,
is who?
Yeah,
I would do that.
No, we didn't eat anything.
So you're just sucking on Werther's originals, watching a Ku Klux Klan movie.
Yes, that talks a lot about Jews, too.
This wasn't the TV guy, right? The rats guy?
No, that guy's long gone.
Got it,
Yeah, he got eaten by rats.
Yeah.
He's in the tunnels.
Yeah.
He's in the tunnels. He's a rat king. Rat king. No, this is a different guy, who I think I'm going to ask on a fourth date.
No.
By having him listen to this podcast.
Good. Oh, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
That's one. It's like putting it in the crossword puzzle. Yeah.
That's too forward, maybe.
No, that might be. Yeah.
Men
well, if
hate
he's
when,
listening.
Yeah. When men don't like it when women ask them on dates.
Oh, I don't agree
No,
with that
it's
at all.
2018. They can carry a bag of soil by themselves. They damn sure can ask a guy out.
I always liked knowing where I stood, and Alex is giving the thumbs up. But just
Alex is out there.
Yeah.
Is
out.
he?
He's out in the field.
He's out in the field.
Playing it?
Planning.
Apps?
He's our correspondent in the
Dinner?
field.
Dessert?
Yeah. All
Well,
of it.
the Matt Goldich guarantee is the joke about I will call you repeatedly.
Yeah. Like, the idea of having sex with someone and then not calling them afterwards is crazy to me. Seems like...
Well, because you have to text after.
Well, I know. No, I believe I changed the joke to texting. It was written in my
texting.
single days, which was before.
I will call you repeatedly.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
have sex again.
There is no. I imagine
guarantee.
there is no phone calls in the dating.
No, it's creepy now.
No, that's all. That's like a black mark if you make a phone call.
Yeah. No phone calls.
Oh, hello. What do you? I'm at work.
No, you don't want to have a phone call, but it's also people have different texting behavior. Some people, I feel like I'm always on my phone and I'm always texting, but some people text less, and then you feel like, oh, should I just cool down? Should I wait a certain amount of time before I text back? And then it's a mind game. It's
so funny when you kind of know the person, you know that they're attached to their phone, and then you text them and then they don't respond. You're like, I know you're holding your phone. You know you have. I know that they know that they have.
Yeah, I was texting a guy and I was like, he's not texting back, and then I was like, he has an Apple Watch. He's seeing all of these.
Popping up on his
not
wrist.
into me. So that's always bad when they have an Apple Watch.
A lot of tech.
Yeah. This sort of leads naturally into the blow off.
Yes.
Have you
ask one more thing?
After
I'll do it.
Do you ever blow people off?
How
you ever
do you
get out of
blow
things? You ever lie? You ever
all the
cheat,
time.
steal? What's
Yes.
your go-to move?
A lot of times when I don't want to, when I've overbooked myself or I just don't want to do anything, I will use my nephew as an excuse and say I have to babysit my nephew because my sister lives in the city.
There's no way of checking that.
Absolutely not. And it's like, oh, it's family. You gotta. I'll
Yeah.
say,
Do
you
it.
need an emergency babysitter.
Do you actually babysit your nephew ever?
There is no nephew.
Yeah, there's no nephew.
Yeah, it's a niece.
Yeah.
No, I do babysit him a lot.
Yeah.
But not ever in the
Yeah.
evenings.
Right.
They're always home.
Yeah.
But it's very successful.
That's
Right.
a good one that we've never had before.
Never had to babysit
Yeah,
my
use kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other people's kids. We've had
people's.
many people say use your own kids, but to
Yeah.
use other people's
Yeah.
family obligations.
Yeah.
You have a book also.
I do.
Coming out or out? Tell us about the book.
Okay, so it technically comes out end of October, but you can buy copies now on my website. It's called Please Don't Grab My Pussy. It's a rhyming presidential guide. So it's a picture book for adults, and it rhymes. And it tells you everything you can grab besides a woman's genitalia.
Mm-hmm. That is so fun.
Yeah, and we're going to have a big party, book release party in Dumbo in November. I'll let you guys know about it.
Please do. That's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just hoping that it gets picked up and I eventually get doxxed. And
I hope Secret Service comes to your house.
I really hope.
To like interview you.
I would be honored.
So what's like the 30-second story on like how you pitched it and got it? Because you conceived of it post-Trump, obviously.
Yeah, I conceived of it over a year ago, and I was like, I should write a book. And my friend and I were like, let's do it. So we wrote this book, and I emailed a few publishers and got no response. And I was like, let me email one more publisher. And I did, and they were like, we're into it. So
that's so cool.
We signed a deal, and the illustrations are really beautiful. They're acrylic paintings.
Oh, nice.
My friend, my co-author, runs a museum called the Tanya Harding Nancy Kerrigan 1994 Museum. And it's a pop culture museum, obviously. So one of the artists he works with did the illustrations.
Jeff Galooly.
Sure,
yes, may he rest. So yeah, it's just very silly and pop
cool.
culture.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's great. Yeah, congrats. And lucky for you that Trump is still president and the book is still relevant.
Yeah, I know. And we have all these verses that are so relevant. We have a whole verse about Cynthia Nixon.
Oh, really?
Topical.
Who should have been governor.
Yeah,
she will be mayor.
Mayor is probably a better...
I think she's going to run for mayor.
I think it was all a plan to get her on the map to get to mayor.
That's what I think.
See like what her percentage is.
Yes.
Because no other Democrats wanted to run, et cetera,
Yeah,
et cetera.
no, she has a plan.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I love her.
Really quick, because I know we do have to go, but we barely talked about Wildin' Out.
Yes.
You're so like, just like on the surface, just like generalization. It's like, what are you doing on Wildin' Out? But you're so good on it. So like, how did that, tell us about that experience quick.
Yeah, I think I'm like the weird, quirky white girl on the show, which is fun.
But you hold your own, which is like so impressive because that's a real, talk about bros and dudes like, and
it's an intense show. Yeah, you really have to fight your way every step of the show.
Getting personal.
Yeah, and I personally like never kind of relax on the show because I'm always like, what's next? And like the last game, the Wild Style, you have to physically push your way to get the mic. Like nothing's
guaranteed. If you have like a Zingerman.
Yes, if you have a Zingerman.
You got to get up to the mic.
Exactly. And I don't know, the show is so intense. Like even if you get your joke and you get to the mic, they could edit you out. Like I've been in episodes where you just see me laughing in the background because your joke wasn't good enough. Yeah. But it's amazing, and I mean, I love doing the show. It's definitely not what I thought I would ever be doing.
Right.
But Nick Cannon is amazing. I wish he would follow me back on Instagram.
He's got to follow you back.
He listens.
The whole show...
He loves his podcast,
is like the scene in Pitch Perfect in the empty pool. The sing-off.
It is. Yeah. Yes. It's a riff-off.
It's a riff-off.
Yes. And yeah.
And you're the Anna Kendrick of
Thank you. That's my simple plan in theaters now.
There you go. Wow, you're good at promoting
other people's movies. Yeah. I'm selfless.
She knows everything. No, it's just impressive to watch because there are, like real rappers come on that show.
Yes.
And you take them down a peg.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes
with like personal dating information.
Yeah.
That only you would know from reading the trades.
I love my variety. No, sometimes they insult me to the point where I do need to change my makeup routine. One of them said I had an eyebrow weave, so I went to the makeup artist. I was like, you can never do anything. My eyebrows are already way too big. I just got insulted. God. So, but
well, you have a tough exterior, and that's so cool.
But inside it's shattered. So yeah.
That's comedy.
Yeah.
This has been so great. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
How do we find Julia Young?
JuliaBYoung.com. You can follow me on Instagram at OKJulia. I post very stupid videos almost every day to my haters. And
doing it right now.
Yeah. Follow me.
Yeah.
Follow me, brah.
Thank you so much.
And Rats is playing on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to be scared.
What's your website that you said about the book?
It's on my website, juliabyoung.com.
Got it.
And you can purchase a book and
grab some pussy.
give it as Well, no, don't.
Don't.
Absolutely do not.
Grab lots of
I think
other.
you got the
I feel like you
opposite.
missed
Sorry,
the entire.
I'm slow.
Thing.
But
Yes.
thank you, Julia,
Yes.
and
stay
busy, everybody.
Get my voicemail because I'm busy. Whenever I go with her, say I'm busy. And I'm going to hit you later because I'm busy. Busy with her.